So in this video I'm going to show you if then else statements, and I've already shown you in my previous task that how we can bind different variables with our template. And I have defined a variable is true, and inside this variable I defined true as a value, and then I binded this variable with this p element, and I used an attribute ngIf with a static, and after that within the double quotes I used that variable, and if that variable gets true then this value will be printed. If the value of this variable is false then this value will not be printed, and it doesn't needs to be boolean value, it can be any conditional thing, like if 2 equals to 2 then it's also going to return a boolean result whether it's true or false. So I'm going to just control Z to bring back my boolean value. Now let's say that I want to add another condition within this ngIf. I have already used if condition on it. Now I want to use else condition. So for using else condition I need to write a semicolon, and after that I will write else, and I'm going to write first template, and I haven't created this template yet. So what it's going to do, I'm going to first define a template. So I will write ng template hash the name of template, and I'm going to print a message, this is first template. Alright, so I'm going to save this one and save this file as well. So if I go back to my browser, and you can see that it has printed hello. The reason is that if this variable, the result of this variable returns true, right now it's a boolean value directly, so it is true, then this value will be printed. And if this condition gets false then else condition will get printed. So not just printed, it's going to execute this template. So we have defined a template like this. I have used an element like this. I have used ng dash template, and after that I have used the name of my template with a hash sign, and within this template I have set out a string, a message, and this is just a string. We can change it to other elements as well. We can add bunch of other elements within this template as well. So if I change this to false, now this variable will get false. Now else should be executed, and it's going to call this template, and this template message should be shown. So if I navigate to my browser, you can see that this is first template and this has been printed. Okay, so now let's say I want to add the template for the first condition as well as for the second condition. I don't want to rely on this hello. I want to have another template, and that should be executed when this gets true, and the second template should be executed when this gets false. So I'm going to change it to then, because when this gets true this then template will be called, and after then I have called this first template, and after this first template I'm going to write else second temp, and I'm going to copy this one, paste it, copy the name, paste, and I'm going to change the message from first to second. Now if I navigate to my browser, it has shown me this is second template. The reason is that this value gets false because this is false, and this then first template will not get called because this is getting false, and when this gets false this else condition will be called, and that's why this second message has been printed. And if I change it to true, the first condition will get true, and the template that has been added just after this then keyword will be called, and right now we have first temp. So if I navigate to my browser, you can see that it has printed this is first template. So This was all for the if then else. One thing more I just want to mention, if you haven't worked with Angular JS, Angular 2, and you are learning Angular 4 right now, I just want to mention you that I have added a URL for my HTML, and in this case if my HTML contain bunch of elements, then it's a good practice that you create a separate template and add the reference for that template within this template URL. But if our HTML contains just one line, like just a heading element or a paragraph element, then rather than creating a separate HTML file, we can directly add an element after this. Okay, so I'm going to just comment this whole bunch of code and comment this code as well, and now I'm going to add this title directly within this template. So rather than adding template URL, I'm going to change it to just template, and within the single quotes I'm going to write P, and interpolation, and I'm going to write title. And let's save this file, and you can see that app works. So this template contains just one P element. If our HTML elements gets increased like multiple elements, then it's not a good practice. We must need to add a URL. Okay, so that was all for this video. Make sure you subscribe my channel, and thanks for watching.